Hello, welcome to the May General Membership Meeting for the Young Dems of Spalding County. I'm your president, Zachary Fuller. Our current membership's 9. Total attendance for this meeting is just 2. This is our second virtual meeting, which you can get on our YouTube channel, the Young Dems of Spalding Co. And our next meeting will be June 10th, 2023. So now I'm going to turn it to our treasurer, Autumn Rain.
All right. So as far as the treasurer's report goes, we raised a total of $320 donations for the Young Dems of Georgia convention, and then we used $300 out of the Young Dems of Spalding County account, and we ended up spending out of that $620 that we had gathered. We ended up spending $585.03. The remainder we put back in the Young Dems of Spalding County account, and we have an ending balance of $157 for the month.
All right. So for my president's report, of course, we're looking for local organizations that need toiletries and supplies because until June, we're collecting paper towels, toilet paper, menstrual products, cleaning supplies, things like that for our spring donate-a-thon, and we're looking for local organizations that may need the supplies, especially if you're a shelter or food bank or something like that. So please reach out to us, youngdemsofspaldingco@mail.com. Also, our Earth Day cleanup was a great success. We went out to the Waterford community and cleaned up their entrance. We were going to clean up more than that, but the residents weren't lying when they asked us to come out there, that it was messy. But we cleaned up a lot of trash, kept plastic out of our soil and water, and we are working with some of the local residents to make a community organization to improve the cleanliness and safety of the community in general, since the city and county governments like to overlook them. And then, of course, we got to be featured in the This Is Up to You Spalding County, the Black History Special Edition this year. So make sure you go to the UOA office to pick up a copy of that for free. We've distributed over 30 copies ourselves. A lot of those were at the Young Dems of Georgia convention, which happened last April, or this April, I should say. And we got to attend. We were the 2 that made up the Spalding delegation. There were delegations also from Chatham, Sumter, Floyd, Forsyth, Cobb, Gwinnett, Fulton, DeKalb, Rockdale, Henry, Fayette, and Clayton counties. And so we were, of course, one of those counties that got to be there. We participated in the LGBTQIA+, the Labor and the Green Caucuses, as well as the bylaws, platform, and resolutions committees, like voting for their resolutions and platform measures and things like that. We also, of course, voted in the general session for the slate and for state leadership. We attended the VIP reception where we got to meet donors to the Georgia Democratic Party, as well as different elected officials like State Senator Derek Mallow, State Representative Bob Gillard, and plenty of others who were there as well. The chairman of the Chatham County the Chatham County Commission. And in total, there were 11 caucuses there represented. There was of course, the LGBTQIA+ caucus, the Labor, Green, Black, Jewish, Military Families and Veterans, Women's, Rural, College and High School, and Networking caucuses. Unfortunately, the Military, Veterans, and Families, the Jewish, and the Networking Caucus all dissolved due to lack of membership and participation. But the Black Caucus had a historic turnout, and I'd like to shout out our friend from Clayton County, Devontae Jennings, for winning the chairmanship of the Black Caucus. That was great to see. Total turnout was over 150 members that showed up from around the state, out of over 500 total that are members of the Young Democrats of Georgia. And of course, 9 of them being from our Spalding County. So thank you, everybody. I left out one. The AAPI caucus as well was there. which is Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders. They had a caucus as well, which had a pretty good turnout. I'm not sure if it was technically historic, but it was still great to see. Um, so the only other things I'd like to talk about are Griffin Pride that's coming up, the third annual Griffin Pride, which we're going to have in City Park again at Pavilion number 2, the end of June, probably going to be June 27th, which I believe is a Sunday. But I would like to motion to start the planning process for that.
Second.
All right, so I guess that's unanimous consent.
Mhm.
And then I'd also like to vote that we initiate the planning process for our launch fundraiser, which we're thinking about calling the Blue Banquet fundraiser, which we want to have in July to raise money for our chapter so that we can implement, well, one, continue on the things that we've been doing and implement new programs like expanding the free fridge program to Spalding County and other projects that we can get into more detail as we plan this. So I'd like to motion to initiate that planning process.
Second.
All right, so unanimous consent. Both of those are starting now. So make sure you sign up for our newsletter. Once again, Young Dems of Spalding Co. at mail.com. Or you can follow us on Reddit, Tumblr. I think that's all we have. Reddit, Tumblr, and YouTube right now.
Instagram?
You can follow my personal Instagram. Zoee.forest on Instagram. All of our old stuff got at least temporarily shut down, but that will be linked in the description. Do you have any closing statement?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I would just like to mention that yesterday we got to attend the Democratic Party of Georgia's Spring Soiree, which had special keynote speaker Vice President Kamala Harris. It was great to hear her speak, and of course she was talking about the re-election, which we are here to support because we cannot have Republicans winning any level of office, whether it's the presidency down to local offices, because they're extremists that want to take away our rights and have, in the past couple of years, taken away rights that have been guaranteed to us, especially, of course, Roe v. Wade being a good example, but there's a lot of others as well. Our border policies stem directly from Republican problems. A lot of other things come from Republican deregulation over the decades. So we need to fight to get Democrats elected because we have a two-party system and one party is a bunch of fascists. So that's what we're working for. All right, yeah. Once again, June 10th will be our next meeting, which hopefully will be in person. Thanks.